The Supreme Court has unleashed a chaotic firestorm of gerrymandering across the South after their Voting Rights Act decision. And naively, like a lot of Democrats, I thought that if a primary election was underway or it already happened, you couldn't really redraw those maps. But that is not stopping Republicans from nulling elections that are underway or have already happened in order to go from a map like this on the left to a map like this on the right. So let's review where we are in all of these states. So let's start with Louisiana, where the map with 2 Democrats from black majority districts got struck down. Now, Republicans could go with a map with all Republicans, but word on the street, as in from the state legislature, is that they are going to do something like this, where they do preserve 1 Democratic district, maybe for legal reasons, maybe because that's what the incumbent's like, or maybe, as some people have rumored, because this rep, Cleo Fields, who currently represents Baton Rouge, has a better relationship with the governor. So it appears this is the direction that Louisiana is going. Mississippi is the crazy one because unlike Louisiana, where voting had just started for their primary, Mississippi's primary already happened. But yet they are considering going back, redrawing the districts, nullifying that primary, and having a whole new election. This would involve drawing out Mississippi's sole Democratic member of Congress, Benny Thompson, by dividing his majority black Mississippi Delta region district. And I think this could have blowback for the Republican Party in the Senate race, where a lackluster incumbent, Cindy Hyde-Smith, could potentially have a close race if the Democratic black vote in Mississippi has very high turnout in November's election. And then in Alabama, the current map, which has 2 Democrats from black majority districts, is already under litigation, very similar to the Louisiana case. And so it's very likely a result of the special session they just called would be to go back to the old maps they used in 2022, behind me, which just has 1 Democratic district. Although there is some temptation to try to also push through an all-Republican map, but I don't think that would happen until the 2028 election. And then up in Tennessee, the special session is underway right now to eliminate the 1 Democratic seat in Tennessee around Memphis and Shelby County. We don't have the official maps yet, although we think it's going to look like something above, where they do divide this majority black district and city into 3 different congressional districts that are majority white. In South Carolina, despite heavy pressure from the president, it appears they are not going to call a special session to redistrict in South Carolina as of yesterday. However, Donald Trump is actively calling lawmakers in South Carolina as we speak to try to go and redraw this map and eliminate James Clyburn's majority black district. This would be the riskiest of all the gerrymanders we've discussed, as South Carolina is the least Republican of all those states, with Donald Trump getting around 55% of the vote in the state. And then finally, in Georgia, there is no plans right now to redistrict, as that would cause issues with the primary. And so they are thinking about it for 2028, which is why it is so important we win the governorship in Georgia in 2026.